The year is 2024 and TaylorMade have just released 2 new drivers on the market, one of which claims to be the most forgiving driver family ever, and the other one I think may well undermine that entire marketing ploy for TaylorMade. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today we're going to test 2 TaylorMade drivers out head to head and see which one potentially I should have in the bag, potentially which one you should have in the bag. We have, of course, the TaylorMade Qi10 driver and the new burner mini driver. This is the 2024 model. I absolutely love this thing. And does it undermine TaylorMade's whole theory that this is the most forgiving driver ever? Tiger Woods has been testing one at the Masters. Shh. That's incredible, isn't it? It really is. So we're going to test them out here on the golf course. I'm going to look in the studio and see, yes, we're not going to get as much ball speed with the mini driver because the shaft isn't as long. I tested a full length shaft in a mini driver, it didn't work. But over the course of 18 holes, and if this is a video you want me to do, I will, get in the comments below and let me know and just throw a couple of likes on this video. Would you like to see me go and play with 2 balls off the tee with a mini driver and a full one and see which one you score better with, which one's in play the most, because really that's what counts, isn't it? So first things first, Qi10, we're going to hit a couple with this. This is a par 5, so you do want to really try and send this. That infinity crown looks gorgeous on the Qi10. And that was a little bit toey, it's down the right side. I don't think it's going to be in any trouble. That would be a kind of low 150s ball speed and around a 2,500 spin. I can sort of tell just by looking at the ball flight with these drivers now. That, I think, the mini driver could get past that with a good one. And are you more likely to hit it out the middle with a mini driver because of the shorter shaft length? And if you do hit it out the middle, even though you've got a shorter shaft length and lower club head speed, would you get more ball speed? What do you reckon, Bobby? You don't know, do you? I think you would. But if you put a better swing on it like this one, there we go. You're not getting past that. So on the par 5, if you can now reach it, they're actually quite consistent. That one had a little bit of fade in it as well, but the second one will be maybe 10, 15 yards past the first one. Let's now hit a couple of the mini drivers. By the way, look at this. Bobby, show them. Let's show them. Look at this. Those, which one do you think looks better? Honestly, which one do you reckon? I honestly think, I think the mini driver looks gorgeous. Imagine if they'd have made that as like a full size one. I don't know, like I've always had this little kind of, you could call it a fetish, couldn't you, for a mini driver, but
what?
I do just really, really like, can I say that, Bobby? Is that right? So we're going to go after the mini driver now as well, and you'll see with this mini driver as well, we do have the adjustments. So, oh my Lord, look at that. Welcome to winter in the UK. We have adjustable weighting, don't we, Bobby? We do. And that's identical ball flight again. It felt quite powerful, so I'll be interested to see if that's down there, maybe past the first one, but behind the second one. But I'd love to try and get, because when I tested this driver initially, I got some really nice penetrating low shots that were spinning quite low as well. So ideally, if we can get that, I want to see if we can knock it past the full driver a couple of times. We're going to do this in the studio as well, so make sure you stay tuned for the numbers. Right, this time. There we go. There we go, turning down the left-hand side. That's going to be spinning a lot lower. Guys, let's get down there. Let's see exactly where these drives have finished, and then let's take it to a little bit more of a difficult driving hole and see potentially which one would work best for me and even for you. And you see, guys, the reasoning for the title of this video, because a lot of people do question my titles for videos, and maybe I wouldn't make a good author, but I strongly believe more golfers would shoot lower scores with this driver. I really do, and I think it's amazing that TaylorMade keep releasing them and they keep selling out so quickly, but you never really see them. You never really see somebody with a mini driver out playing in a Sunday medal, out playing with the friends. You see so many of these and you see them going absolutely everywhere, left, right and centre. So guys, have you tested a mini driver? Would you test a mini driver? And I had a discussion with Scott from SGGT the other day, the fitting centre. Let's be fair, one of the best fitting centres in the country, and he started fitting these now. I think that would be an amazing proposition to see if you got fitted into a mini driver with the perfect shaft for you, the perfect shaft length, the perfect shaft weight, and of course the perfect loft. Would it then start outperforming one of these, and it's cheaper if you can get one, and just be a better golfer? So guys, we've actually had some quite consistent results there. These two are the Qi10 drivers, the normal drivers. That one is a mini driver, but then the one down there, down the left side, which we actually hit a little bit better, is a mini driver as well. So realistically there, we've hit the fairway twice out of twice with the mini driver. We've missed the fairway once with the Qi10, and distance-wise, not a huge gain realistically. To be honest, you could say it's a loss because that one you'd rather have in all day long. Let's see if we can get on this par 5 in 2 by hitting the mini driver off the deck. That sounds like fun, doesn't it, Bobby? And then we'll see exactly what the numbers are saying about these clubs. Rob, cheer up, mate, come on. It's your new job and you're loving it, aren't you? So the real party piece behind the mini driver, as we all know, it's a little bit more lofted, it's a little bit shorter shaft length. You can potentially use it off the fairway. If I try that with the Qi10, is it going to work out for me? Because realistically, you're thinking, would I have this in the bag or would I have this in the bag? Would you have both in the bag? Would you have both in the bag? I don't think I would. I don't know, because I don't have 14 clubs anyway, so maybe I would. But I'm going to give myself a good light. It's placing on the fairway, so I'll clean it and just perch it a tiny bit. We'll do that with both clubs and see which one we can get down there the furthest with, because if you have a couple of par 5s at your course, and you would be beneficial to have one of these to potentially get closer to those par 5s in 2. Again, we're talking about these stroke averages, we're talking about strokes gained, we're talking about bringing your scores down because of the clubs you have in your bag. And this is cheaper. Unless you buy it second hand, it might not be cheaper, but right. We should be able to get fairly close. Oh, Bobby, how good have I hit that? That's better than I hit it off the tee. That can't be far away, can it? That's got to be fairly close. It was a tiny bit bottomy, but the beauty about the mini drivers are, yes, we've got the twist face and all that nonsense, but we also have the speed pocket in the bottom. That for me is essential to the mini driver, because realistically you are going to get it bottomy if you tee the ball low or if you hit it off the deck like I've just done there. It can help you maintain that ball speed, and then that's going to help you maintain the distance. You can see we've got the heavy weight in the bottom as well. So now I know what you're going to say, Bobby, because I saw you looking over here. We also have the speed pocket in here, but I don't think that's going to work as well because it isn't as pockety. Does that make sense? I don't know, but place it again. This doesn't look as easy to do. I'll tell you what, to be fair, that might be further. Is driver off the deck something you guys do? Is it something you would put a driver in the bag specifically for, or would you just have hit a 3-wood there? Let's get down there and see where they are. I've surprised myself there with both of them. I would be worried about all the carbon on this face. Keep doing that. Say if it was in the summer and it was really, really hard on the ground, I'd be a little bit wary of doing that time after time because it's not designed for that. That's why the fairway woods don't have carbon faces and carbon bottoms. I'm waffling, let's get down there. So this is a turnout for the books. This is a revelation, you could say, because the mini driver's here and I really enjoyed it. It was a lovely high ball flight and I struck it really nicely. We've not had a lot of roll, as you can see, because it's that time of year. Now, you'd probably be happy with this. We've got about 70 yards in, and with the weather, it is what it is. The driver's all the way down there. It's frightening how much further that driver's gone, even off the deck. If you stood there and hit 100 mini drivers off the deck, 100 Qi drivers off the deck, what would the difference be? You'd probably start to see more of a gap, but I didn't think that. I thought I'd do this and then top the driver. Guys, let's jump inside. Let's see just what the differences really are off the tee for both these clubs when it comes to ball speed, spin rate, distance, and of course dispersion. And then we're going to settle this on I don't like the hole coming up. I really don't like it at all. And you see, I think this could be mega interesting, especially in here, testing the numbers against this year's mini driver and what TaylorMade hope to be their saviour this year in the Qi10. So realistically, how much difference should there be? Because this thing should potentially be a little bit more forgiving, stay in, play more, and let's be fair, lower your scores. And this thing is a little bit more expensive, has way more technology, should go further, but may struggle to keep it on the planet a little bit. So let's first of all hit some with the mini driver. Let's see what kind of numbers we are getting with that. And then we'll go Qi10 and see exactly what differences there are and which one you should potentially be trying to buy in 2024. You might have to go second hand with that one now because it's been out more than a week. I think it's sold out.
And you see, guys, I find it really interesting when testing any mini driver because, as you can see, I really enjoyed testing this inside, and I got some pretty good numbers with it to say, to be honest, how bad I was swinging. This particularly was a bad swinging day for me, and especially when a good drive.
That's the best one so far. 260.
Yeah, it wasn't quite my best. It did start to pick up towards the end, and I hit loads of shots, to be honest, on camera and off camera to get a huge section of shots to collect. But realistically, when looking at it...
Is that the best so far? It's a carbon copy of the last one. 266.
And as you can probably tell with my voice, probably a little bit under the weather today, which might be why the ball speed was down a little bit. But I think it's important to test drivers on all days, on days where you're swinging well, when you're swinging great, when you're not quite feeling as good. But as soon as I got the Qi10 out, I did certainly feel like it was easier to get that ball speed up.
Oh.
Nearly a 300-yard drive there, and starting to just find my rhythm a little bit more with it. So if we start to look at the numbers in a second, you'll see that, hold on a second, what about this one?
That's the one you paid the money for. And 6-1 ball as well.
And you can see even there, realistically, even a good shot for me only going around that 275-yard carry, which is generally what I find on most drivers this year, last year, and the year before. But starting to look at all the numbers combined now, we have to have a look and think, right, a lot more ball speed with the Qi10 there's going to be because there's more club head speed, because there's more shaft length. Spin rate's very, very similar. I struggled to get the spin rate down on the mini driver like I managed to in the full review, and quite a big difference distance there, as you can tell. So realistically, you'd have to be hitting a lot more fairways in order to put the mini driver in the bag. Let's get back out there and see if it can really help with it.
Okay, 16th hole, par 4. You've got a good score going. Which one do you reach for? Do you reach for the mini driver? Do you reach for the Qi10? Or do you reach for your 4-iron or your 5-iron? Personally, I think I'd go for this all day. I'd want to know how I've been hitting the driver all day anyway. If I've built my score on the back of driving the ball well, I may well stick to what I've been doing. But chances are, if I've been hitting this all day, I might have a better score anyway. So let's try and get another nice swing with this. Set at 11.5 degrees. Now that is the perfect shot for me with this club. Down the left side, 5 yards of fade, always in play. Your heart's never in your mouth, which it can be quite a lot when I hit a normal driver, let's be fair. Let's see if I can recreate that, because the beauty about this club is recreating good shots time after time after time. By the way, if Tiger gains one of these in the Masters, get ready for them to explode. Imagine if he wins the Masters with one of these. It would be quite remarkable. Same shot. Maybe a little more central, we'll try, but I don't mind that left side at all. Look at that, Rob. And we speak about the same ball flights. They're exactly the same. If you put those two shot traces on the screen, they are both carbon copies. The chances of me doing that now with the Qi10 or any driver, a Paradigm or a 0311 Black Ops or anything, what do you reckon the chances would be, Rob? 20. Well, I think that's on the low side, but I'd have gone maybe 50-50 at a push. Same swing. Remember, if this goes 20 past it, then the argument's over for me, because 20 yards is 20 yards, and you're always gonna, you'd rather be in the rough 20 yards further up. That's a good hit, fading a bit, but that's bang smack in the middle of the fairway. And these are the shots I'm really interested to see the difference in the distance, because all three of those shots are now in the fairway, but can we recreate that shot? Can we be consistent with this club? As my voice breaks even more, this is the one, Bobby. This is the one where you're under the pressure, your mates just hit one straight down the middle. Ah. You know what, that felt like it was going to go right, and it's bang smack in the middle. I think forgiveness-wise, the Qi10 certainly does speak for itself, because I thought that was going way right. But let's get down there. How much difference distance does there have to be to warrant having this driver in there? I know I've done videos similar to this before, but I can't wait to see the difference down that fairway. Okay, so we have a mini driver in the fairway here. We have a mini driver that's actually just missed a fairway. I don't know how, but here, so very close together. And then the two drivers, funnily enough, one's right where Bobby's stood there, so probably equidistant to the mini driver, maybe a little bit further. And then the second one, which is a good 15-20 yards further up, bang smack in the middle. I think, guys, if you can use a normal... Are you all right? What are you doing? I think, guys, if you can use a normal driver and get it in play, maybe have a couple of lessons, I think there's a lot to gain from a normal driver. My heart always says mini driver, but looking at this and looking at the numbers inside, If you can keep a normal driver in play this summer, I think you'll probably score a little bit better. If you do struggle with a driver, like I sometimes do, the mini driver could be the answer. Guys, thanks for watching. Smash that subscribe button. Are you right? Just let's have a minute, Bobby. Yeah, let's just have a moment.